Hey, it's TDA, and today we're going to be playing Mindustry, which is a factory building slash tower defense slash strategy game. And it was actually recommended to me by a lot of you guys. It has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, so I'm looking forward to trying it out. I will be playing the campaign, and it looks like we have two planets we can pick from. We have Serpolo, which is kind of the older content, or we have Eric here, which is the newer, more polished content, and it's also more difficult, so that's the one I'm going for. Alright, so let's see, we have one zone over here, everything else is locked, so I guess this is the tutorial. And there we go, we're landing on our first planet. New content unlocked. Well, everything is new to me, so that makes sense. Okay, click to mine beryllium for walls, and we can use WASD to move. And look at that, we're now already mining some resources. That actually goes pretty fast, and they're automatically going to our bastion. That sounds really impressive. Okay. So now what? Oh, look. Open the technology tree, research, and then place a turbine condenser on the vent. This will generate power. Okay. This looks like that. Turbine condenser, sure. Oh, look, there's more stuff. There's a beam node over here that transmits power to other blocks. That's probably going to be needed to transmit that power to wherever we need it to go. Okay, so let's build a turbine condenser. What does it actually do? We can check it out. Generates power when placed on vents. Produces a small amount of water. Okay. It's going to generate 180 power per second. Okay. Not sure how much ratios factor into this game. I guess we'll find out. So that was built pretty quickly. And then we're going to research and place a plasma bore. This automatically mines resources from walls. Okay. Where is that? That's this thing, right? Yeah. Plasma bore. Okay. And then I think I also should just pick up this. This moves items forward. This is a belt. Okay, and this is a router. So kind of like a splitter unit. And a duct bridge. Moves items over structures and terrain. So all of that. We're probably going to need all of that anyway. So I am still mining manually, but that's obviously not what we want to keep doing. All these icons look a little bit too much like each other, in my opinion, but that's probably just getting used to that a little bit. Let's place down a couple of these drills. Yeah, and then we need to power them, so that makes sense. So let's make sure that we do exactly that. Oh, look at these little laser beams connecting everything up with power. That's nice. Okay, now what? Research and place ducts to move the mined structures resources from the plasma board to the core. Click and drag to place multiple ducts and scroll to rotate. Okay, so these are over here. This is the router, this is the duct itself. And then can we just drag? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so that is very nice to have the luxury of not having to do that manually. That is a lot of resources coming in. And I think if I understand this correctly, these resources are actually infinite. So that is very nice to have, because it's always annoying when you run out. Expand the mining operation, place more plasma bores and use beam nodes and ducts to support them. Mine 200 beryllium. So there seems to be a limited range on these power nodes, but it's pretty long, so that's not a problem. And now we have 3 more of these miners. And let's see if I can just connect these ducts up. Oh, that is actually really smooth and easy to do. Okay, so now that 200 beryllium will be flowing in like very quickly. More complex blocks require graphite. Set up plasma bores to mine graphite. So we have those over here. We also have one of those. We actually have some vents over here as well. So yeah, maybe we're probably going to be using both of them anyway. But let's start with this one. And then let's place some more bores down. And there we go, I just took a moment to set up all these drills. Now, as you can see, apparently this node is only being mined by one of them, so that's a little bit unfortunate. How much power are we actually using? It's 9 power units per second for every bore, so we can actually power 20 of these from a single vent. That makes me wonder if I should not just connect up these power grids. I'm not entirely sure if there's a downside or an upside. Well, the upside is that we are spreading the power all over the place, but hopefully this will also ensure that we have our power balanced as much as we can. Next up on the list are the Cliff Crusher, which is going to crush walls outputting sands. Okay, so, and that's also going to unlock the Silicon Arc Furnace, which is going to refine silicon from sand and graphite. Okay, so we're actually going to need to produce double things now. So we have this new production building, and by the looks of it, it can drill straight into a wall. It needs to be adjacent to it. If I place it down to this, like this brown wall over here, it's going to drill at 1.1 per second. If I place it over here though, it's going to actually drill a lot quicker. So I think we want to have it close to this kind of like softer sand. Okay, something like this. We have a couple of sand producers over here. We have the graphite over here already, so that means that we can now start setting up some silicon. We have a new tab over here, which is the silicon arc furnace. That's the only thing that's in here currently. Yeah, so where do we want to put that up? I guess we can just put it kind of adjacent to these. Leave some room in here and then have a belt go like this. Something like this. Does that work? I think that works actually. It's very quick and easy to build stuff in this game. I actually want to use these duct routers. Ducts, not duct routers. Duct routers. There we go. Walk. Anyway, sorry. Does this work? Yeah, so it splits off some of the resources into these, and then some of the remaining resources are going to go in here to get ourselves some building materials. Now, we actually do need to make sure everything is powered as well. Let's do that like that. Are you doing something? No, why not? I actually don't know. You're not getting sand by the looks of it. That's weird. Let me redo this just to make sure I got this right. So let's make sure we have this over here. Let's make sure this is connected properly. And then let's use some of these ducts as well over here. Maybe something like this and this and this. Now it seems to be working. Not entirely sure why it wasn't working before, but because the kind of like the perpendicular type of approach works here for the output, so I'm not sure why it didn't work for the input, but that works, and that means that we now have some output as well. So let's see, can I just go over? Oh, I really like that it automatically built that bridge. Did you see that? That makes it so much easier to make complex belt systems if we need to do that. There we go. So now we also have some of that silicon coming in as well. Okay, so this is all very straightforward so far, but now we're going to get to the more aggressive part of the game, because we're going to need to build some units to explore the map, defend buildings, and attack the enemy. Research and place a tank fabricator. Oh, we're going straight to tanks, are we? Okay, well, that works for me. Let's see. The tank fabricator is over here, and I actually didn't see what we need in order to build this. Just some silicon and beryllium, and the tank. Let's build it over here, quite close to our starting base, maybe. And there we go. We have one up and running. It needs some of that green stuff, which I forgot what it's called, beryllium, and it also needs some of the silicon that we're now producing. Is that this one or this one? It's the silicon, right? Yeah. So one of those is actually pretty straightforward. We can just make... So, actually... Ooh, look. This is actually really easy to do. So, let's see. If I make this belt connect with this belt, and then this goes straight up here. Does it go in? Yes. So, now we have all of that. Now we need some more of that green stuff. Well, we have plenty of that actually coming in here. Okay. I need to remove this building for a moment because my OCD is acting out. Okay, so let's remove that. It actually takes a moment. There we go. And we can do that like this. Now it's nice and centered. And now we can do it like that as well. Actually, hold on. There we go. Now it's nice and centered for the 3 production facilities over here. Oh, there's actually some sand coming in here. That's not what we want. Where's the sand coming from? Oh, look, it's actually coming out here. There we go. Okay, so now we have to just clean that belt here for a moment. There we go. Now it should be all nice and clean. We are going to get some beryllium in here as well. The production of this is actually relatively low, if you ask me, but we'll have to do with it. And as soon as we have 40 of that, can we see how much is in there? Yeah, there we go. We should see it starting to build. Well, assuming we actually power it, of course. Just a minor little detail. There we go. Power, yes. And we're going to get some tanks. Press to drop a... There we go, we have our first little tank. Hold shift to enter command mode and left click and drag to select the units and right click to move them around. Look, 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 we can actually explore the map now. That's nice. Units are effective, but turrets provide better defensive capabilities if used effectively. Well, yeah, anything is more effective if it's used effectively. Anyway, place a breach turret and they require ammo. Okay, so turrets, turrets, turrets. I probably need to research those first, maybe? Yep, it's over here. Look at that. We need some more silicon in order to do that. There we go, a little bit of a side path to our main station. So some of the stuff is going to go into tank production, and some of it's going to go into our main facility. And now I should be able to discover this. Look, we have a turret over here, and we can also have some beryllium walls if we want. Or even large ones, apparently, if we really want them. Okay, so let's see. Can I set rally points for these things? That would be nice, because the enemy is probably... Oh, yeah, I can. That's actually pretty cool. And then if I want to have these guys move over here, yeah, that works as well. So let's build a turret. This is not a turret. Where are the turrets? These are the turrets. There we go. So we're going to need some more silicon in order to do that. There we go. Oh, these turrets actually... What's this? Oh, that's the enemy probably. Okay, so this has a pretty decent range by the looks of it. Let's put it kind of like here, because any units that will have to move across will need to move all around there. And did this need power? No. Water ammo. So actually let's check out this building over here for a moment. It needs either beryllium or tungsten, which we don't currently have, and we can boost it with water. Oh, that's interesting. So let's see. We can just get one of these duct routers over here. And then split this off. Something like that. It should feed into this building. I do like that you can just feed resources into the buildings from any side. Weren't these things producing some water as well? I don't have any way to transport water actually, so you can forget about that for a moment. Walls can prevent oncoming damage from reaching buildings. Place some beryllium walls around the turrets. Sure. So let's see. The walls were over here. Look at my massive wall. Not sure how effective this is, but hey, it's a wall. Oh, hey. There we go. Okay. Apparently those were not the walls it wanted me to make. I'll make some of the other ones as well then. Enemy incoming, prepare to defend. Okay. Well, I'm almost inclined to just go and find the enemy, because I have a feeling that my 6 tanks are going to be just fine defeating the enemy. But let's wait and find out. Oh, look, there's actually some tanks. They're shooting at my stuff. They're actually able to shoot over these walls, apparently. So that's a thing we should take into account. The enemy is vulnerable. Counterattack. Okay, well, they came from over here, so let's go and find them, I guess. Look at my cute little tanks. There we go. Actually, hold on. There's a wall over here, but did they remember to guard their back door? Nope, they didn't. Look at me. I'm destroying your base. Ooh, this is very satisfying, blowing everything up over here. This is the power, right? Yeah. So what are you going to do without power? Oh, well, apparently you're still going to shoot at me. Not entirely sure how it's doing that. Maybe it had some power reserves? Not entirely sure how that works, actually. Let's take out some more power over here. And I think we can pretty quickly wipe out this entire base now. Let's go and attack their main base over here. That should be pretty efficient. Can I target this? Yeah, I can actually actively target this as well. Boom. The entire base got destroyed at once. Well, that's definitely the more efficient way to do that. New cores can be placed on core tiles. New core functions as forward bases and share a resource inventory with other cores. So that's actually really handy. So I don't need to worry about my my inventory not being shared between all the bases. I just need to make sure that if I produce something in one base, I can actually use it somewhere else as well. You need a little bit more silicon in order to do that, so just hold on a moment. Okay, so now I have more resources. Let's place down another one of these main bases. And then I guess we can just expand our little production facility with a second base. The other one is pretty well defended because there was only one way in. And I assume we can actually, well, we can't for the moment blow these things up. So that should be pretty easy. Oh, look at that. It's kind of like warping it in from the outside. You have quite a bit of tanks actually. There we go. The enemy will be able to detect you in 2 minutes. Set up defenses, mining, and production. So we can actually pause the game as well. As you can see, the timer is now no longer moving. And let's scout out what we have over here. So, not a lot actually by the looks of it. There are some resources over here that we can start to mine. There's a lot of these power nodes as well. Did we skip any mining capabilities over here? No, it doesn't look like we did. I do think there are some resources over here, so I'm going to send some of my tanks in that direction. But first things first, let's just set up some power, some basic mining, and make sure that we rally our tanks to the correct place. So if we... Oh, I actually already did that. So we can rally the tanks over here. That should make sure that all the other tanks move in that direction. I think I'll just leave up this turret for now. Having some second layer base defense is probably not a bad idea, although if this base gets overrun, then I'm probably losing anyway. So the nice thing about that pausing mode is that there's no stress in setting up your defense. I can just kind of make my whole layout here for this beryllium mining over here. Then I can make sure I'm just building this as quickly as I can. Wow, placing down those things didn't take any time whatsoever. And there we go, we have the first beryllium already in production, even though I did take a moment to set all of that up. And it looks like we have a lot of that silicon graphite stuff over here as well, along with some sand I can mine. So we can pretty much just double up on all our production that we had in the previous base. There we go, that's a lot of graphite production added to our facility. And remember, all of these cores actually share their inventory, so that should be working just fine. Now we have another enemy core somewhere out there. Probably going to need some more tanks on top of that, so let's set up some more production for that. Alright, so here's some more of that sand production. I like that you can do all the designing in the pausing mode without being stressed at all, and now I can just build everything one by one. So what I've done is add in a lot of those cliff crushers over here, a couple of more of them actually in that corner just because I could. And now I'm going to be producing a lot of silicon over here as well. Now what actually I do still need to add is some more of this ducts, because I will need to get all of those resources towards my facilities over here. I am running really low, as you can see, on beryllium. I am mining all the beryllium I think I can mine on the map. Let's double check over here. Nothing we skipped, right? No, I don't think so. So right now that is my bottleneck. There are some tanks incoming, but it looks like my own tanks are doing just fine in protecting them. Now I would build some walls, but that costs some even more beryllium, which is the one thing I don't have. However, our production is pretty well, so as you can see, everything is now up and running. It's starting to look like an actual real factory now. It's a little bit more messy than my Dyson Sphere program factories would be, but all in all it is very quick and easy to build actually, so I'm really enjoying that. We can actually build up to a total of 30 tanks now, which is twice as much as what we could build before. It's probably tied to the bastions because we have 2 of them now. Let's make sure that these 2 things are rallied to over here. We are still building tanks down there as well. There's another one of those incoming. So I think we can go and explore with all these tanks we have and find our next enemy. And look, there's more turrets over there hiding behind walls. We can actually just drive around these walls if we want. Can we just... We can actually target these belts as well. So this will just basically remove the ammunition from these turrets, because there's no new ammunition coming in. Ammunition, very hard word to say apparently. There's 2 of these flying units over here as well. Is this their base? Yeah, this is their base already. I wonder what happens if I just blow this up right now. Should I focus on these tanks? It's just 2 of them. There we go. And we just captured another sector. Derelict structures are breaking remnants of old bases that are no longer functional. These can be deconstructed for resources. Okay, so as you can see, there's actually a lot of this stuff still around. Can I just remove this? Oh, I can as well. Well, that's quite good to know. I do need to be in range. It's a little bit confusing sometimes. I have this thing that I'm controlling myself that is flying around, and that also needs to be building and things like that. And at the same time, I'm controlling an army. So multitasking here a little bit. There's a lot of resources around over here. What is my next mission? I actually don't know, but might as well build up a nice little base to go with all of this stuff. Well, I started out with setting up a nice little base over here until I realized there's nothing else to do here, because there's no open areas to explore or anything like that. So then I looked around and I found this little thing over here, the planet map. And if I now zone to the other side of the planet, oh, actually it's this one, there is a new zone over here. So we have the Aegis zone unlocked. Now, it would have been nice if the game actually told me this, unless I missed something, but I don't think I did. But we can now skip to the next level, and I think a lot of the stuff that we actually unlocked so far is going to carry over. You're going to have to join me in the next episode to find out though. If you're still here, you're awesome, and I do hope to catch you in the next one.